Ha guys, let's get more news about Warriors, but first don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Warriors aggressive proposed trade for $200 million. Star is rejected. Report: the Golden State Warriors have been trying to strike a blockbuster NBA trade throughout the offseason. Yet again the Warriors trade offer was rejected. The Athletic Shams' Tony Jones and Anthony Slater reported that Golden State's offer for Utah Jazz forward Lauri Markkanen was the most aggressive of any team. The Jazz still deny the Warriors' final offer and are signing the star to a new long-term extension. The Jazz held Markkanen trade conversations with several serious suitors over the last month, including the San Antonio Spurs, Sacramento Kings and Golden State Warriors. Tony Jones and Slater detailed in an August 6, 2024 story titled "Lauri Markkanen Jazz expected to reach long-term contract extension." Sources: the Warriors made the most aggressive offer centered around Moses Moody, multiple first-round picks, pick swaps and second-rounders. Team sources from both sides said Utah wanted Brandon Podziemski in any theoretical deal. The Warriors were protective of Podziemski in the Markkanen conversation and a few other league-wide trade proposals this summer. League sources said they wrote talks between the Warriors and Jazz were most alive in early July but became sporadic in recent weeks. League sources said in the last several days the Warriors have been resigned that a Markkanen long-term extension in Utah is a foregone conclusion. Team sources said Markkanen has been one of the more popular stars in trade rumors this offseason. Despite months of potential trade talks, Markkanen will remain in Utah. The former All-Star was in high demand after coming off a season averaging 23.2 points, 8.2 rebounds and 2 assists per game while shooting 39.9% from long range in 55 starts. Markkanen is heading into the final season of a 4-year $67.4 million deal. The star is about to sign a new extension worth $200 million per the Athletic. League sources said Markkanen's deal is projected to be worth upwards of $200 million over 5 years. Tony Jones and Slater added it keeps him under contract through 2029, giving him the richest contract in Jazz history and one of the highest salaries for a European player in NBA history. Utah is able to give Markkanen his maximum salary of $42.2 million this upcoming season by using $24.13 million of that cap space to add to his current $18 million salary. Fans may remember the Warriors were linked to then Los Angeles Clippers star Paul George earlier this offseason. Ultimately the Warriors were not able to agree to a trade with the Clippers, prompting George to opt out of his deal to become a free agent. George went on to sign with the Philadelphia 76ers, prompting Golden State pursue alternative options. That was a real thing, that being traded to the Warriors was close to being done. That deal was close to being done from what I was being told on the situation, George said on a July 8 episode of the podcast They was expressing just how much they want me the how I could have fit in perfectly with Draymond Green, Steph Curry, Brandon Podziemski, Jonathan Kuminga, Andrew Wiggins. They didn't know how or what package was going to be that to trade for me. Grade the trade: Lakers land Andrew Wiggins in a mock deal with Warriors. The Los Angeles Lakers and Golden State Warriors both need to find ways to improve their roster before the start of the season, but neither wants to give up any real assets in a potential deal. Instead of scouring the market for upgrades they can't pay the price of, the two teams could look at each other and help out by making a deal to swap out players that might work better on the other team. The Warriors have had a hard time with Andrew Wiggins over the last 2 seasons, with personal issues causing Wiggins to struggle on the court and miss loads of time. Hura has been decent for the Lakers but is limited in the 3-and-D ability that the Lakers need from their forwards. As a result, swapping the two players seems ideal. The pick value in a deal Like this is hard to gauge. While Hakam is younger, Wiggins is proven at a much higher level than Hamura as a former 20-point scorer and NBA champion. While question marks around him make his value pretty low, the Lakers are sending Gabe Vincent's contract to Golden State as well, warranting the Warriors to be a recipient of a second-round pick from the 2025 NBA draft. This deal carries tremendous risk for the Lakers, with where Wiggins is at as a player. The version of Wiggins we saw in the Warriors' 2022 title run is arguably the perfect complementary role player on a styled team we've ever seen. He was a phenomenal defender and was ready to embrace situations where he had to be the team's secondary offensive option behind Stephen Curry. He's fallen from that peak rapidly in the last 2 seasons, averaging 13.2 points and 4.5 rebounds last year. As the Warriors failed to make the playoffs, the Lakers need to add Wiggins' defensive pressure on the wing to make up for the porous D'Angelo Russell and Austin Reeves backcourt, right, giving Anthony Davis a legitimate defensive option on the perimeter to play off LeBron's defensive effort in his age 40 season will not be high enough, and Wiggins is far more talented on the 10 than Hakura. Hakura has had peaks and troughs on the Lakers, but moving him for a potential upgrade like Wiggins without giving up any draft assets might be a worthy risk for the Lakers. They don't need Wiggins to become an elite scorer again, but if he can hit his shots at a respectable rate and defend with enough aggression, this is an upgrade for the Lakers compared to Tan Prince, who played this role for a bulk of last season. Warriors among best landing sites for $90 million wing. Their Warriors don't have much to choose from in terms of trade targets. One possible player is Atlanta Hawks guard DeAndre Hunter, who could find a new home before the end of the off-season. Tyler Conway of Bleacher Report named the Warriors among the teams he considers the best landing spots for Hunter. He explained why Hunter fits in with them. Hunter isn't going to suddenly change their championship trajectory, but he fits almost perfectly on the perimeter. The veteran three-point percentage could climb to the 40% mark if he's on. Warriors, Conway wrote in an August 7th story. Conway also explained that teams are more cautious with their money because of the new CBA, so Hunter might be the best they can hope for. Hunter began a 4-year $90 million contract last season, which is not far above market for a player of his abilities given the financial constraints of the new collective bargaining agreement. We will see teams becoming increasingly more careful about which players get big long-term commitments. The Warriors have tried to catch big fish, but Hunter may be an average fish in the same pond. The Warriors need any kind of backup they can get, a two-way wing that is better than what they have. The Athletic's John Hollander reported that Hunter has been mentioned in trade rumors for some time. However, the problem is that the Hawks can't get anything good in return for him. Rumors about Clint Capella and DeAndre Hunter have been around for a long time, but the consensus from elite sources is that the Hawks can't get any significant return for them. Holliner wrote in a June 28th story, their Warriors players potentially available in a trade don't have much value compared to Hunter. However, they could offer valuable first-round picks for Hunter. Anthony Wywin explained why it's difficult for the Warriors to make a trade in an August 5th story. Another major factor in the Lakers' stagnant summer league that feels it can take advantage of what it sees as an inept and desperate organization. For years, fans have criticized a Warriors tax that increases asking prices in trade negotiations. And you fan, what do you think of the situation of DeAndre Hunter? Leave your opinion in the comments.